Need to censor Google to protect America. That's a warning from Victoria Barrett. Vicky, when I heard you believe this, I was shocked. Go ahead.
It's a contrarian point of view. Look, we saw recently these guys who had this plot to blow up JFK used images from Google Earth to see the layout of the airport, to see where the fuel lines went so they could inflict really mass damage. And it dawned on me, you know what, this is information that you can't get in the physical world. You can't go to the airport and ask for this information. Yet on Google Earth, it's there in plain sight. So let's make it, a little more, less granular, a little fuzzy. I'm not saying, put a big black box on all the airports. But maybe this is information that shouldn't be out there.
It's a matter of security, according to Victoria.
It's sad, viewers. You thought Vicky was a rational person, and now it's all over. Victoria, remember what I was saying about fear? This is a classic case. You've lost your marbles here. Even the FBI said these guys weren't close. I mean, next they should ban subway maps because they show you how you get out to the airport.
It was an ill-conceived plot.
All right, Michelle, where do you stand on this?
I don't think that they should censor Google necessarily, but the fact is Google already censors itself for a lot of sensitive, sort of very highly protected areas like the Vice President's mansion. It's scrambled. So is the rooftop of the White House. There is a reason why that information isn't available. The government presumably
so you're for
has
censorship, but self-censorship in this case.
Why
Is
should
there
those
anything
fuel
wrong with
lines
that?
be available?
No, there's nothing wrong with that. By the way, that plot at JFK was very serious, and Quentin shouldn't play it down. It was, amateurs can inflict a lot of damage. But yes, Google is already doing self-censorship of the Shora nuclear plant, of the Plum Island facility, and
But is that enough? Should we trust Google to censor itself?
Because the information is already out there. These maps already exist. Plus, you could trace these terrorists through their internet searches. Plus, what are you going to do? Tear down every cell phone tower?
EMAC is saying the genie's out of the bottle. It's too late.
Well, it's like saying we have the technology to tap phones, but it's an issue of privacy. Certain things should be illegal. In terms of people's homes, there should be a certain distance so you don't have peeping Toms. So it's a matter of privacy, and that we have traditionally protected.
But who enforces that, Steve? Is that the federal government's job, or can Google do it on its own?
Well, if Google does not do it on its own, then you have rules and laws. As HP found out, it's illegal to go.
Victoria, what's wrong with just waiting and seeing how Google manages to censor itself?
I hope Google does it on their own. Their policy has been kind of, we don't provide images of things that you couldn't otherwise drive by or fly over. But you can't just fly over JFK Airport and take a bunch of photos. That's restricted airspace.
Quentin, what about the idea that maybe Google could do it itself? Do you trust them to be their own censor here?
Look, I'm not underselling the threat. I'm quoting the FBI on how big a threat it was. And I'm saying you got to have reason as well as fear.
The FBI is saying it was a serious threat. I don't know who Quentin is talking to,
and
but
the
law
FBI is not saying censor Google.
A very, very serious threat.
Am I the last
living in a bubble
Hold
world
on.
when he says
Quickly,
it's not a
Quentin, go ahead. Go ahead, quickly.
From my bubble, am I the one on Forbes who is saying we don't need another level of government and we don't need massive censorship?
No,
we need
we're talking
capitalism
you're in
to
a
sort
bubble
this
when you
out?
say it's amateurs inflicting massive damage is not a threat when the law enforcement officials are saying it's a threat.
Gang.
The Fed said they weren't close, Liz.
The Fed said it was a threat.
We got to leave it there, folks. How would you like to help cure cancer and